Right now I got two shaky hands, only one way to stop. And I haven't touched it for 7 hours, 3 minutes. Hardly up, already wanna quitting. Sweating in an old church basement, wishing I was, never thought I'd say this.
Hello, my name is Jay.
And I've been standing in the rain just trying to stay. I was so ashamed to be in this seat till I met a man who was 20 years old. He said everybody here's got the same defeat. Nobody walks through these doors on a winning streak. Can't look at me cause he's guilty. And I swear that the last couple months that tried to kill me. By the time I saw it coming, it was done with already. It's hard to run from it when it runs in the family. A problem with 1,000 mortals causing. Damn, it's exhausting. This is why I walked in.
Thanks for letting me share, y'all.
And I've been losing myself, I've been losing my mind. And I've been standing in the rain just trying to stay. I was so ashamed to be in this seat till I met a man who was 20 years old. He said everybody here's got the same defeat. Nobody walks through these doors on a winning streak. So what do I do? So what do I do? What do I do? And I've been losing myself, I've been losing my mind. And I've been standing in the rain just trying to stay. I was so ashamed to be in this seat till I met a man who was 20 years old. He said everybody here's got the same defeat. Nobody walks through these doors on a winning street. Hold on. Hold on.
Shooting my shot like, ayy. Hit the red dot like, ayy. Finger on the like, ayy, 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 ayy. Shooting my shot like, ayy. Hit the red dot like, ayy. Her spot like, ayy, precision like, hey. Shooting my shot like, hey. Hit the red dot like, hey. Finger on the like, hey, 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 hey. Grandma was in A, auntie was in it, hey. Mama had AAA. I wasn't scared to crash anyone anyway. I ride a side while bro had to get away. I gotta penetrate, I gotta generate. I got like 20 some years to my hood, now I gotta go live away. I'm out of town, but I'm not on the getaway.
It's week 14 of the National Football League, and we've got the Dolphins' speedy running back. He'll be a focal point of his offense this week. It's the Dolphins and the Jets next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their
career.
Been through quite a bit on the field.
Right here.
All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And here we go from Miami. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the fifth-year lefty out of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
There were times, I'll be honest with you, Kate, that I wish I played baseball. Because you have a bad outing, like this QB did last week with no touchdowns, a couple interceptions. In baseball, you get to play the next day. You get to flush it right away. He's had to sit on it all week long, and you know he wants to rectify it here.
Tua taken right to the air. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Tagovailoa on first down. Completed over the middle. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. DJ Reed brings him down that time. Second down now, 7 to go. Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he crashes into a wall. That only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6. Tua now from the gun. Finds his man Waddle. And he's tackled for the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Achane on the inside give. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. Tagovailoa now against the blitz. Hauled in by Waddle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Now it's Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Third down run from Achane. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Their opening drive continues. 1st and 10 now from the 39. First give of the game here to Raheem Mostert. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Throwing deep for the end zone. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now they send their back in motion right. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down. Now it's Jake Bailey, who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. Xavier Gipson on to return for the Jets. And the downhill charge gets there and touches this one right at the 14. So now it's the Jets getting out on offense for their opening drive. They're led out by the 4-time MVP who's been in this league since 2005, Aaron Rodgers.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. It's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Bronk. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
That's caught for the 1st. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing once again, Rodgers. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
They'll throw again, Rodgers. That's complete to Wilson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Throwing again, it's Rodgers. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. Rodgers here from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Now this is a beauty of a kick. Gets headed out of bounds, no chance of a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. And it's still largely a rough outline, Brock. Not a finalized picture just yet, but our playoffs are starting to take shape. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Tagovailoa working from the pistol. Flushed out of the pocket. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinton Williams.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Going on 3rd, Tagovailoa. Taken in by Smith. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Achane, a 1st down carry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Achane again. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st down. Here's Tua. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd down carry for Achane. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Here he is on 3rd and long. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up 4th and long.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And this kick gets past the 20. It's going to reach the 18-yard line before it's touchdown. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And he's been putting together what should finish as a true standout campaign. Right now, top 5 across the league in rushing. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Play fake. It's Rodgers. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Rodgers throwing on 3rd down. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted.
Good job.
Kaiser White has it. And the Dolphins will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
What you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Tagovailoa on 1st down. That one's complete over the middle. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Here's A-Chain up the middle. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the 1st. So we're through 1 quarter of this AFC East contest. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. We're back for the 2nd quarter. Dolphins in a real good spot to score. From the gun on 3rd, Tagovailoa. He brings it in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They send Hill right. Achan takes it in.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins parlay the interception into points. Devon Achan with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And they add one on to their 1st touchdown of the contest. Sanders all set to send it away. Xavier Gibson now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Jets out to begin another drive. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
From the shotgun, Rodgers. Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. And he's out of bounds after pushing just past the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early.
McDaniel jawing at the officials, and while he does so, he's going to throw the challenge flag too. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see.
His foot is on that line. Y'all better not cheat me. There you go. His foot was on that line. Good call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete. 3rd and long for him here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space, Steve. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. Tyreek Hill deep for the Dolphins. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Fields this clean at the 30. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The Dolphins send a running back, Devon Achane, getting back to work. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Now Achane, and he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. On target to Waddle. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Tagovailoa. This finds Mostert. Get some space around midfield. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffed out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running left, here's Achane. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Achane again on second. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's
Yeah, in front of
incomplete.
the
Second
still
down
behind
coming
them on
up.
that one.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Able to find Peoples-Jones here. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
From the gun on third down. He's got Smith. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Running with Achane out of the gun. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Slot man motioned over. Going play action. Tagovailoa. Drops back. Needs an open man. Trying to find his tight end. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing. Here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind them, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Sanders all set to send it away. Gibson now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Jets have their offense ready to go again. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And he's brought down for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack of feeling. take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar
Good
him.
defense.
Incomplete.
Good defense,
This is a
guys.
guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Clean breakup on that throw. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Thomas Morstead heading back out for the punt. Back to return this one is Tyreek Hill. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. His work begins at the 31. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Dolphins and this running back headed back out for a new series. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. It is cut left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 42. This finds Smith. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. Handoff running left, A-Chain. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Quincy Williams making the tackle. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10 now. That's caught. Devon Achane. And that's good for a gain of 5. Monty Hooker with the tackle.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Throw on 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they're staring at a 4th down. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good to get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Sanders all set to send it away. Gibson now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Jets offense now set to take over. They trail 13-0 here as they go in search of their opening score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play action with Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line, ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Rodgers here from the gun. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Kaiser White has it. And the Dolphins are going to have
Go,
it
guys.
after his
Good job.
second interception of the season.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. They have been automatic scoring in this quarter, and yet another opportunity to do so here. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the shotgun, a give to A-Chain. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. The Dolphins are on the move here. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to throw, Tua. Able to get it to Mostert. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Throwing on 3rd, Tagovailoa. That heater is going to fall to the
Taking on 4th and inches. What was that?
I think that time the defense was thinking a run play was going to come at them, right? Actually, most of us probably thought that was the right call. Still, wasn't a problem for them to adapt and get into coverage and force now a 4th down.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Trying to push this past the marker. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Only 1 yard, but when all you need is an inch or two, Brock, that'll still move the chains.
You know, how often do we talk about awareness, and it's always offense, offense, offense? Well, this is a great case for the defensive awareness. The ball went to a secondary ball carrier, and the defense was aware enough to cut him down. A big red zone stop.
And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal. Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Pass it down close. It is a Miami touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders.
Good job, Kiki.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins push the lead to 20. Sanders all set to send it away. Gibson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. So we've reached halftime down here in Miami. The Dolphins have the lead. Now we'll send you up to Orlando, our studios there, for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Amon-Ra St. Brown, well over 100 yards receiving, and a touchdown catch as well. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Chris Olave with a touchdown reception from Derek Carr. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Trevor Lawrence with a couple of touchdown passes there. The Dolphins got some strong play out of their quarterback, number 1, Tua Tagovailoa. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Sanders all set to send it away. Gibson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? A number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds, up at his own 45. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. 1st down throw by Rodgers. Wilson's got it. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a gain of 12 there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. To throw, Rodgers. It's taken in by Williams. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And they had that one contained right at the line. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Is a corner in this league? Well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. They go right back to Hall. And the defense gets there to force a
Good job.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? More importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll run for it with Hall.
Good job, guys. Good
Salvage
defense.
that. It's a loss on the play. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
Well, a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against a pass or a run. Good luck running for the sticks when you got a whole defense crashing you right off the snap.
The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Tagovailoa on 1st down. On target to Waddle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. A-chain on the inside give. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Now Tua to throw. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They run the counter to H-Chan. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Third down run from A-Chan. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that. A guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down. Here's Tua. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Here's A-Chain running right. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't honed the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Jets returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. Completed over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
To the air here on 1st down, Rodgers. Throw complete to Williams. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Play fake, it's Rodgers. Bails out of the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. That pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? They built this type of lead for themselves because that's actually, Kate, their first sack of the game. And that's why smart front offices and complete teams build a well-rounded roster. That way, if a core component like the pass rush today isn't there, well, the other areas of the team pick each other up.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. From the shotgun, Rodgers. He puts some power on a deep one left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Couldn't find Mike Williams on that throw. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
And another mistake for them here. This punt had way too much on it. It's into the end zone for a touchback. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Achane again. Through the 2nd level at the 40. And all the way up to the 42-yard line before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Tua off the play fake. Taking a deep shot here. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Tagovailoa off the play fake. He gets this one to Peoples-Jones. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage. Sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and 10 from the 41. A run now with Achane. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You can keep your job in the NFL as a D tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bag when you could defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Tua setting up to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. And things look tougher now with third and long. One of the rare instances there, Brock, where the quick slant doesn't win against zone coverage. You just couldn't hang on to the football.
No, we know this, Kate. In man coverage, it's about that separation, right?
Yeah.
You've got to win and create leverage versus zone. It's all about that anticipation and accuracy. And if you're not on point, that zone defender can break it up.
Throwing. Here's Tagovailoa on third. That's Hill working the
I
sideline.
think my fourth and four. Good job.
And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Trying for it, it's Achane. And he'll pick up enough
Look at the
to
fourth
move
and
the
four. Good
chains.
job, guys.
Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Going to the ground again on first. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. To throw, Tagovailoa. He's got Smith. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. This is the type of performance a former quarterback just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing it.
And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third quarter for us. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Running forward, it's Achane. Punches it in for the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Devon Achane with the touchdown. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far.
Good job, guys.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Boy, was it close, but the point after does go through. And the Dolphins continue piling onto this lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. And they may say they're not paying attention, but everybody maintaining a constant eye on the current playoff picture. A lot on the line each week for the teams that think they have what it takes to make a run in the postseason. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Rodgers here from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, Rodgers. Finds him over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now Rodgers. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. That one's incomplete over the middle.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Throwing once again, Rodgers. Has a man, it's Tyler Conklin. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Jets a first down. Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Looking out of the gun, it's Rodgers. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
3rd down give to Hall. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. 4 yards to pick up that time, partner. They're set up closer. 4th and goal upcoming.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Offense going for it here. 4th and 5. They'll go for it. Rodgers. That's brought in by Lazard. Left the offense out there on.
Why wasn't nobody out there, guys?
The result, a big gain. They got 15 and the first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them, They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Rodgers set to pass. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
On the handoff, Allen. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now here's Rodgers. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that forces them to 4th and goal. Talk about coming up clutch with that contact on 3rd and goal, partner. And now a decision for this offense to make on 4th down.
We know how hard it can be defensively in these goal-to-go situations. We know that you have got to be on point. Every attention to detail. That's a job well.
And this is cut. Touchdown, New York. The Jets putting up points in a game decided. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Barrios now to return it. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Dolphins back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st down, they're going to start out with Achane. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, here's Tagovailoa. And that throw just too high for him. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Handoff running left, Achane. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Jake Bailey's going to kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Jets are starting deep from their own territory here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanded position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you're on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, you take a huge negative sack like that.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again, following the sack. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this third down is unsuccessful. Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. And he won't find an escape. They converge and drop him for the safety.
Good job, guys.
How about the big fella blasting through the middle, disrupting everything this offense was trying to do. Oh, baby.
You love big plays, huh? I think you get more animated and excited. Like I do, I'm not going to lie. Huh? Yeah, they're doing their work. They're doing their job. So often they don't get all the headlines. They do so much of the dirty work. Not that time. He gets his headlines. He gets on the stat sheet. 2 big points for his defense.
After surrendering the safety, they're out to boot it away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Excellent field position for him here after the kickoff lands short.
Automatic first down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 43. Short pass brought in. And he's officially in enemy territory now. And they're going to give him the opposing 49. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now a handoff to A-Chain. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back to start. We did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. Tunga Bailoa. Completed to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play. And it'll be first down, Miami.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
They'll come up first and 10. Now A-Chan. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up second and 6. From the 19. Hauled in by Waddle. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Here's Tagovailoa. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And 4th and 4 coming up. Jason Sanders leading the Dolphins field goal unit out. It's from the left hash, 33 yards. Aubrey puts it through. And their lead grows further to 25 points. Sanders all set to send it away. He's going to field this at the 2. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now here comes the New York offense. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing.
First down throw by Rodgers. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
2nd and 3. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Jets trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing on first down, Rodgers. Quick slant to Lazard. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. The Jets take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Conklin brings it in. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
To the air here on first down, Rodgers dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Again, Rodgers. He'll get this complete to Lazard. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Short throws dropped. This one's incomplete. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. So that brings up 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Throwing again. It's Rodgers. And the Dolphins are there to bring him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Rodgers here from the gun. Touchdown, New York! Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt, but hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that
Yeah.
sounds
They had the right
cliche
defense.
at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets make it an 18-point game. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense running out for a new series led by their running back. And among his touchdowns out of the backfield this season, this one is notable. On that last drive, he hit a benchmark that he's been pushing for. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Good job, guys.
So in the end, it's a Dolphins win here. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance of completing that season sweep. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say so long from Miami.
bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the in your mouth. Bring 'em out, 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 bring 'em out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most feds in the state wanna see my knee. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now, don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, get before I sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall and shack down. Still push a button to let the roof on the lag down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front the back gate yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah, what other southern rapper hooded than this? I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. You be rapping by, I'm moving the bricks. You talk about, now we're doing it bricks. You in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. Never catch another case, I know it truly be missed. So I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I cop a chromed out, hard top career with a shine. I got some time, name, like it better with time. Who got a flow and a live show better than mine? I got a packed house yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front the back gate yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. You wanna beef with the king? What is you gon' do when you show up on the scene? What is you drew on you and your friend and play a little 2 on 2? If you do happen what I do, you'll be hitting the deck. I gotta get some respect. I'ma make it hard for another sucker to flex. Show 'em this ain't the squad for a sucker to test. Pimp, my too large and we way too fresh. Work well with they quick to check a lane like a game of chess. You wanna be better, bring your best. We be standing in the front yard yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front the back gate yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front yard yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front the back gate yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
I caught you red-handed, red lips on some it ain't mine. I should call it off of where we're standing. Cause girl, you and I don't wanna waste my time. Looking in your eyes, baby, I don't even see. Running around like you don't even wanna be. I know the story, baby, I want a confession. I got one question, what would you do to you? Would you love you, would you leave you out to dry? Would you lie, say that running on cross your mind and tell me, baby, would you drive you crazy? What would you do? What would you do to you? Knowing you set the whole damn house on fire. Knowing you wouldn't let you make it out alive. For you, baby, tell me that you hate me. What would you do? What would you do to you? Tell me honestly,